Hey guys, welcome back. Scott here with a new beer dissection video. Let's get right to it. What I have today is from Radiant Pig Brewing Company called TV Party. I'm sure I'll have it over my shoulder. Let me just move a couple of things here. Over my shoulder, but it's their New England style pale ale, and it's coming in at 5.5% alcohol. Again, when I said it was over my shoulder, I'll probably have it. If I spin it lightly, you can see it's kind of all these have very kitschy labels these days. There's a couple people with televisions on their head, okay, as if they were going through the bottom of the television. Saying it's hoppy, juicy. Again, 5.5%, and it's just saying pale ale, not saying New England IPA, which, usually I would be thinking of. Sorry, let me just, again, I'm having a little lighting issue here. I would be talking about, a low bitterness beer. A lot of times these New England IPAs are hovering at, they don't have to be, but they're at like 7, 8, 9% alcohol. This one's in literally that pale ale category or pale ale range, if you thought of like Sierra Nevada pale ale. I'm guessing it's going to be kind of a hybrid between a New England IPA and a regular pale ale, because the pale ale numbers are the alcohol percentages in those numbers. I don't even have IBUs. So listen, brewers don't have to abide by the beer judge certification program guidelines. Those are just guidelines. They're not laws. We don't have strict guidelines like the Reinheitsgebot in Germany. So we'll see what this is all about. But I've had beers from them before. If you are interested in this brewery, look under my beer dissection. They're out of Newport, Rhode Island. I think there was one video on the can that actually said like Brooklyn or New York. So it wouldn't be unusual for these breweries to use other, locations to brew the beer, like satellite locations or subcontracted brewers. But this one I'm not too sure about. But this is a TV Party New England style pale ale. I'm expecting kind of something that looks like a New England IPA, but maybe with just lower bitterness, lower alcoholic strength than a lot of the other New England IPAs are out there. I actually shouldn't even say bitterness, because as we know with New England IPA, usually the thing with that is that the bitterness is lower than, say, kind of a West Coast IPA, even though it is copiously hopped with aroma hops as well as for flavor too. So again, TV Party New England style pale ale, not IPA, which is also very interesting. You don't see that much anymore these days. Everything seems to be a New England IPA / juicy / hazy IPA. Anyway, so I'll get off my soapbox there for a bit, and let's crack this bad boy open and take a look at it. I got my regular Teku glass here. I don't know if it was ever pronounced Tiku or Teku glass, but I love it for my IPAs because you're paying so much more for the aromatics on these beers. You might as well take it all in, even though, going against Kimmich's from The Alchemist, who on his can says, drink from the can. Get those aromatics going. Again, you've heard me talk about this in the past. The can got shooken up here a little bit, so I got a lot more head than I would like, but we got about 3-4 inches, nice white to slightly off-white head. It's going to sustain itself very well, not just because of my aggressive pour, but you get that nice whipping, meringue-like whipping on top, which is also very attractive. And again, a lot of the proteins in the beers will help contribute to that. Again, a lot of New England IPAs, even though this is not technically an IPA, they're calling it a pale ale, will use some unmalted wheat. You've heard me say this before, unmalted wheat and or oats to create the hazy component, as well as the unmalted wheat with some of the protein content to help with some of the head and the haziness. So we have a nice, very dank looking, light gold, dark straw color. I mean, actually, when I'm looking on the camera, it actually looks more golden. To me, in front of my eyes here, it looks more like this dank, light gold to dark straw color. Little bit of browning there, which always concerns me because of the hops. Sometimes you'll get oxidation of the hops, but not over the top brown either. Just kind of that light gold. So I don't think we're going to be at that level. Anyway, so let's take a sniff of the aromatics here. Wow, you get kind of like citrus, lime-like. I don't know what hops they're using. It's not on the can. The Matuka hop, I think it's a New Zealand or Australian hop, gives me lime, but I don't think they're using that in this beer. You kind of get that citrus, lime, a little bit of tropical fruit, like slightly mango-ish, maybe like slight, even stone fruit, like peach. The malt, aromatics, yeah, it's kind of very neutral. White bread, maybe a light toast. That's very most. Very nice though. You definitely have that fruit bomb, without being over the top. I'm not getting grapefruit here. Mainly citrus, and again, it smells like you've zested a lime, and you kind of got some peach juice in there too, as far as the aromatics. But very pleasant, regardless of what adjective you want to use. Okay. So anyway, guys, cheers, prost. Let's take a swig of this. Well, very more carbonated than I thought it'd be. Very kind of has like pretty strong carbonic bite. So it's definitely medium high carbonation. Still get that citrus there with some peach. That citrus, again, being kind of lime-like. If someone wanted to say lemon, I wouldn't argue, but you kind of get that. I get some of that stone fruit, peach, mango, tropical fruit kind of, flavors on the taste buds here. It's funny, is that carbonic bite is still actually a little harsh. Malt, again, that light toast at the very most. A little rime there. Bitterness is actually quite low to moderate. Strong aromatics on the hops. So they're using copious amounts of hops. They're probably even dry hopping. Remember, dry hopping's adding right before packaging. They'll charge it with, 1, 2, 3 times, sometimes hops to bolster the hop aromatics. And to a certain degree, the flavor, of course, usually no bitterness unless there's biotransformation, but I'm not going to go into that right now. No astringency, no alcoholic warmth. On the aftertaste, you're kind of left with that pithy lime, citrus taste, but then any malt kind of fleets away very quickly. I almost wish it had a little bit more lingering fruit, like the peach, whatever you would describe it as, whether you agree with me with peach, mango, lime. You just wish it would hang on a little bit longer. It just kind of fleets away very quickly, but nothing wrong with it. It's just kind of not, what I would usually would like. Again, very highly carbonated. It's almost, thins the body out a little bit here. I think the body is kind of more, just kind of medium bodied at most. A lot of times you get these New England IPAs, juicy IPA hazies that are just like, chewy almost to the fact that with the body. It's almost like they're like medium to full-bodied beers. Again, this is probably what the brewer was looking to do, since they call it a New England style pale ale. They don't call it a New England IPA juicy, so they're probably holding back the body. The body probably is a little bit closer to a Sierra Nevada pale ale, even though it's probably not as crisp as that beer and clean as far as the hop flavors and stuff like that. But anyway, but still pretty good. Let me take another swig. Let me take another swig of the smell of the aromatics here. Yeah, still kind of that lime citrus. So look, if you're looking for a New England style pale ale, which a little bit lower alcoholic strength, lower bitterness, more on the New England IPA side as far as bitterness, more than say the American Pale Ale or American West Coast IPA, excuse me. Little thinner bodied, not really kind of full bodied chewiness. You get the citrus, you get some of that stone fruit, tropical fruit, but it is a little bit reserved. It's not really like, guzzling pineapple, grapefruit juice out of your refrigerator like some of these beers get. But it's pretty good. Overall drinkability, enjoyability, I'm going to give it a B. It is enjoyable. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. Compared to a lot of it, it's tough to compare this because it seems like it's almost forming its own style. It's not quite, if I was grading against New England IPAs, I would have to bring it down lower, maybe like C plus, C. If I was grading it to regular pale ale, it's the same thing. So I'd probably bring it down a little bit compared to those beers, but it's almost like the brewer had intention of creating this different style. So if you like New England IPAs, but you want it maybe not as heavy alcoholic strength, not as heavy on the taste buds as far as the body, this beer will be right up your alley. So it is good. It is an enjoyable beer. It's just, it's kind of a hybrid between the two. So anyway, guys, that's the beer dissection of today's Radiant Pig TV Party New England style pale ale. I would definitely check it out. If you do check it out, come back and chime in underneath and let me know. Please, of course, if you like this content, subscribe, like, and hit the bell so you get notifications, and then chime in because you guys inspire me on certain videos and beers that I try to get and talk about. All right, guys, till next beer video, I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.